All right, today we are going deep. We're going to pull back the curtain on this really fascinating, super complex system for creating content automatically. The source material we're digging into calls it a digital army. So let's pop the hood and see what makes this thing tick.
I mean, really, think about it. How do you even begin to do that? Well, the system we're looking at today has a pretty powerful answer. It's all built on these three key pillars: a ton of automation, some really clever gamification, and a very, very carefully designed human network. So let's dig in.
To really wrap your head around this, there are two perfect ways to think about it, and we're going to keep coming back to these. First, picture a fully automated factory. Raw data goes in one end and finished articles come out the other. And second, think of it like a massive strategy video game where you're constantly leveling up, unlocking new skills, and building out your squad. So, first things first, how do you even enlist in this digital army? Let's follow the journey of a brand new recruit, or as they call them, a Sarbaz, from the moment they sign up.
And you know what's wild? How incredibly easy it is to join. We're not talking about complicated sign-up forms or anything like that. The documents show you literally just start a chat with a bot on an app like Telegram. The second you do that, boom, you're in. You're officially in the system with the starting rank of Sarbaz, which just means soldier.
Now, this is a really fundamental piece of the puzzle. From the second you're in, you are actually playing two roles at once. You're a subordinate, taking orders and getting tasks done, but you're also a supervisor who's expected to mentor and manage the people you eventually bring in. This dual hat system is like the absolute bedrock of the whole thing.
Okay, so you're in the army, you've got your rank. Now what? Well, let's walk through what is basically the core gameplay loop, receiving and completing your very first mission.
This right here is the content factory in action. Check this out. It all starts when a single keyword or subject gets fed into the machine. An AI then instantly starts scouring the web, pulling in all this raw data. After that, a bot packages it all up with some instructions, a prompt, and zaps it over to a user. That user then uses a tool like ChatGPT to write the actual content, they publish it, and then they submit the link back to the bot to earn points. It's a totally seamless pipeline, all the way from one little idea to a published piece.
So, what's the fuel that keeps this factory running? It all comes down to the microtask. We're not talking about huge month-long projects here. No. These are small, bite-sized, specific actions that are designed to be done fast. Like, hey, take this data and this prompt, and use an ally to spit out 5 different article ideas. It's this focus on tiny, rapid-fire tasks that keeps the whole machine humming along.
So you're doing these micro tasks, you're racking up points, and this is where that whole video game idea really comes to life. The entire system is built around progression, around leveling up. So let's take a look at how you actually climb the ranks.
The path to getting promoted is pretty interesting. It's not just about grinding out tasks. Yeah, that earns you points, but to actually level up, you have to complete these mandatory training modules from something called a training table. Doing that unlocks new abilities and permissions in the system. And as you get to the higher ranks, like Sarhang, which is basically a colonel, you have to give up more detailed personal information, which shows you're way more committed to the whole operation.
And right here, you can see that gamified loop laid out perfectly. Every single action has a specific reward that unlocks something new. You complete a task, you get points and a better status. You watch a training video, you unlock new permissions. And, this is key, you recruit new people, and that's how you get a higher rank and become a manager. It's this really clear, almost addictive cycle of action, reward, that keeps people engaged.
But leveling up yourself is only half the story. The real power of this system, kind of the secret sauce, is how it's designed to grow. Let's look at how every single member builds their own unit.
2. Just 2. Remember that number. According to the source material, this one little number is probably the single most important rule in the entire network. It's what allows it to scale so predictably and so exponentially.
So here's that rule in action. Every single member has to recruit and manage exactly 2 people below them. One person is their right hand, the other is their left hand. It's this incredibly simple, binary structure that is the key to its controlled growth. It's not some chaotic mess. It's a perfectly clean chain of command that can just keep expanding outward.
And get this, being a supervisor isn't just some fancy title you get. The documents show that you are personally responsible for monitoring every single thing your 2 subordinates do, from the moment they accept a task to the moment their work is published. It creates this amazing built-in quality control system that's distributed across the entire network.
Okay, so we've seen how a user gets started and how the teams are built. Now let's zoom all the way out and look at the engine that's powering this whole machine, the actual technical architecture.
The whole operation basically stands on these 3 legs, and they all have to work together. First, you've got the AI engine, which is like the research department, grabbing all the raw material. Then you have the microtask bots. They're like the factory floor managers, handing out assignments and keeping track of everything. And finally, you have the human network. That's the workforce, the people actually doing the tasks and managing their own little teams.
And the tech behind this is actually pretty brilliant. It's built using something called a microservices architecture. The easiest way to think about it is like a team of specialists. Instead of one giant bot trying to do everything, you have lots of little bots that each have one specific job they do really, really well. The system also has this feature called multi-tenancy, which is just a fancy way of saying that different managers can basically run their own private separate armies all on the same central platform. And all of it, every single piece of content, is tracked on a central dashboard, giving the people at the top a total bird's-eye view.
So if you boil it all down, what are we really looking at here? It's a system that has been meticulously engineered for one main purpose: to generate a massive amount of content at scale. It's automated, it's closely supervised, and it's all wrapped up in this really compelling, game-like structure that keeps its users locked in and productive.
What we've really seen here is a powerful fusion of human psychology and cutting-edge automation. It's a blueprint for a whole new kind of digital organization, and that leaves us with a pretty critical question about what the future of this kind of thing looks like. I'll leave you with that thought. Thanks for joining me.